Oh shit! Forgot my shit.
Put this music. Run into the camera now. Type it up.
The champ of podding is here. So we're at a point right now in the storylines where I feel like kind of a I don't want to say a pause, but some of the stories right now I feel like aren't advancing as much outside of a couple in particular. Mm-hmm. One of the ones I want to focus on right now, I think the biggest story on everyone's minds at the moment is what's going on with the Bloodline.
Yeah.
And the OG Bloodline reunion. I feel like you've had some thoughts ever since the whole Jey Uso kind of realigning with them. Yeah. And now obviously Sammy's getting involved and apparently getting some other people involved too. I've tried my best to avoid spoilers for next week's Raw because I know it was pre-taped, but
next week's, you mean this current week's?
Like the next upcoming Raw is apparently pre-taped, yeah. And so
you already seen spoilers of it?
No, I haven't, but it's been hard to avoid. And from what I understand, they're gonna keep pushing.
The person that we're possibly gonna say later on in this,
like Sammy and them trying to add someone else to the Bloodline for the War Games match.
Not Bloodline, but like for the team
to make it 5-on-5, basically. So for now, in kayfabe, as long as it's still 4-on-4, we'll see. I literally don't know because I've avoided the spoilers, but I've heard.
Is it something?
Rumors.
Is it something that we saw this past Raw?
Well, I've seen people talk. I don't know if it's going to be someone that we've already seen. I just know that there's been people saying, like, that stuff is still going to be happening with that. And we'll see what happens, yeah.
Damn.
So, maybe someone else is going to be getting added to the story. But for now, as it stands, with it being 4-on-4, how do you feel about the OG Bloodline reunion? We'll get into the War Games match later. But just the OG Bloodline reunion itself. How are you feeling?
It's what the people wanted, bro.
Fuck the people. I mean, I fuck with the people. Shout out to y'all. But how do you feel? Because I feel like you had some thoughts when the Jey Uso shit happened. And we never really fully got into it on here.
I mean, yeah, he kind of gave up his solo career to go back to that shit. And it was kind of like him not selling out, but like...
Talk about it.
It's not selling out, bro, but it's like he knows that's gonna make him more money than the solo shit right now, and that's probably gonna end up getting him a push later on. Who knows? Hopefully, that's why he's probably still doing his yeet shit when he fucking comes in and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? Because people have been talking about like, oh, that's why they fucking are failing because they come out like to different shit or whatever. So who knows fucking what direction that's gonna go to. And then, yeah, bro, and the shit was that with Sammy. I see why they did it, because I was like, one of the biggest things that was going on when that shit was happening.
I mean, yeah, like it was kind of obvious to go back to Sammy. That was a huge deal for the Bloodline when it was going.
But honestly, like I was telling you earlier, bro, we're gonna see with Sammy, bro. Because I don't know, he might turn heel, bro.
You think Sammy might legit turn on the OG Bloodline?
Who knows, bro?
I don't know, man.
Not on Jay, but probably it's either Jimmy or fucking Roman again, bro.
Like at Survivor Series or before?
Nah, Survivor Series, probably after.
Okay, after.
Mm-hmm. They're probably gonna carry this for a minute real quick.
So, okay. I can see that. Are you excited to see the OG Bloodline back together?
I mean, yeah, because it's honestly like, what the fuck else does Roman have and shit?
That's kind of one opinion that I've seen that I feel like is interesting, is that we're already kind of digging into like the previous hits of the Bloodline, and that kind of speaks to where we're at overall, that the story isn't necessarily advancing
Yeah.
into like new territory. You know what I mean? We're kind of maybe getting closer to the end of the Bloodline saga,
It should be
at
that.
least in its current iteration, than we've expected. Maybe.
But are they really? No.
I don't know. See, yeah, that's I. I
'Cause
wonder.
honestly, I feel like the shit at WrestleMania with the final boss is gonna fucking
I feel like that's still gonna play a heavy role in everything.
and continue shit again.
I do agree. I feel like that is kind of an overrated opinion right now, that people are saying that kind of we're getting towards the end of the Bloodline shit, because there is a lot left to still explore with The Rock and everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like just it's the nature of where we're at in the schedule right now, where we're still so far away from Mania and the Rumble and all these other times where, like, traditionally that's where things really ramp up, and, you know, major championships like this one right here change hands and stuff like that. And because we're still kind of far away from that, I don't want to call this like a filler feud.
Okay.
Because I do feel like whatever happens at Survivor Series will help initiate whatever happens, like, building up towards WrestleMania.
For the title, yeah.
But it's also, like, not... Yeah, I don't know. It's just not, like, a feud that I'm expecting to see any conclusions, like, firm conclusions from. Like, whoever wins, whoever loses, I don't think will be super, super relevant. Because I feel like the way it's going to play out, whoever loses will still come back, and... You know what I'm... Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it'll be a fun match still overall, but... And I guess we're kind of already into what I was planning on asking you next, which is just your overall thoughts on the War Games match itself. Are you...
Yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Excited, yes, but what I want to ask you, I'm curious about, do you think we should be adding a fifth member to each team? You do?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I disagree. I feel like having the OG Bloodline as just the four members that kind of were really a part of it. Obviously, Solo was a part of it back in the day as well, but he's kind of doing his own thing at the moment.
Yeah.
So having just like the four remaining members of the Bloodline together versus the four members of the new Bloodline that we've been introduced to and become familiar with over time on TV, like, because I know that there's other members of the overall Bloodline that could be added to Solo's little crew, that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that that's out there. But I feel like we're so close to Survivor Series. Do you want to introduce a new player to the field? And then not only that, but who, like, really makes sense to be added to the OG Bloodline as the fifth member? Like, there's no one else who was really involved like that. You know what I mean? There's plenty of people who would not fuck with Solo and, like, be pissed at that fool, but why would they team up with Roman? And all those, like, you know? Like, everyone that Sammy tried to go to originally, they had very valid reasons for why they wouldn't want to join up with Roman and them. So I don't understand the whole, I guess, yeah, just this whole Bloodline 2.0 shit that we're doing right now.
It's gonna be a surprise. That's gonna be how they're gonna do it again.
I don't know, but, like, why a surprise? Who's gonna... Because I want it to make sense. Because so far, everything has made a lot of sense. And I think the 4-on-4 just makes perfect sense.
Okay.
I think it works so well. So whoever it is, whether it be like a Seth Rollins or a Cody Rhodes or a fucking... Whoever it is that Sami Zayn tries to convince a fucking Braun Breaker joining up with the Bloodline, like, dude, come on, like... What the fuck does he have to do with any of this shit?
I've seen a lot of people say it's probably be Cody Rhodes since the last tag team match.
And see, even then, like, why? Why? He doesn't need to be involved with this shit anymore. He just doesn't need to still be involved with this shit. I don't know, man. I don't know what motivation Cody would have to, like, put himself in this feud. It's just irrelevant. to Cody and what he's trying to do as the champion.
He just has to be part of the Bloodline storyline.
But why?
Because it's gonna be time for the final boss.
The bad blood shit you could kind of justify, like they made it make sense, but I feel like Cody was very open. Like, his character was very open about,
especially if
this is it, and I'm done being involved in this bullshit.
Especially if Kevin Owens joins the new Bloodline or whatever.
Bro, I don't think KO's gonna join up with them. He's gonna be busy beefing it with Randy. That's gonna be the Survivor Series
supposedly
match.
out or whatever. That fool broke his fucking neck or whatever.
But I'm saying by Survivor Series, he'll be back. That'll be the match that happens there. Like, KO's not gonna be involved in none of this shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I just don't feel like there's anyone that's like a good fit that makes sense to be added as the fifth member. And because there's no one that's obvious on either side to be added, I am left thinking like, well, why force it? If we're only forcing it because it's like tradition for there to be a 5-on-5 in the War Games match, like, that's a pretty stupid reason. Let's just make it 4-on-4 if that fits better.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my thing, is like, let's just do what makes the most sense, which to me, it makes the most sense to do a 4-on-4, so let's just keep it there. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, we just don't need to force it.